So I'm making this video on a preemptive note. I'm not gonna lie, I know this fight is nowhere near being announced. I know it's not gonna happen anytime soon, but it is obviously the next fight. For those of you that don't know, I'm back after 2 months off, so I didn't make any card predictions or anything like that. I didn't talk about any of that, but well, I did watch the card though, and because I was able to for the first time in 2 months, and what happened was Sterling beat Cejudo by split decision, which I think he won. I have watched it back. Obviously, I know how to score a fight, unlike you losers. Sterling won that fight. But yeah, Sterling won the fight, and in the post-fight interview, Sean O'Malley walks into the octagon and confronts Aljamain. Obviously, it was that whole thing where he took off his jacket and Marab put it on while the interview was happening. The fucking cuck. Marab fucking hate that gremlin little cunt. Can't fucking stand him. Little fucking cuck. Really fucking hate that guy. But yeah, basically they're going back and forth, and obviously that's the next fight. Obviously they wouldn't bring him out to the octagon otherwise, but this is how I look at it, right? This is how I look at it. It's an interesting fight, and you could tell that this is stylistically and on paper, this is a terrible matchup for Sean O'Malley. It's a very heavily strong weight bully grappler who's gonna have the jiu-jitsu and the wrestling advantage. It's a very bad matchup for Sean O'Malley, because he's gonna go up against a guy who's not really going to try to entertain the striking as much as he would like. But this fight is a lot closer than you think. I honestly think they have a very competitive first 2 rounds, and I think the third round Aljamain gets a rear naked choke. But those first 2 rounds, I honestly think will be 1-1 going into the third. I honestly think it will be a close first 2 rounds, where Sean O'Malley actually surprises Aljamain with a takedown defense. But still, it's a tough fight to call in terms of like exactly how it's gonna go. But I do think Aljamain's gonna get a rear naked choke. You could tell how pissed off Sean O'Malley was, because you just know that's not the matchup he wanted. He would have rathered Cejudo, and I don't blame him. He would have been able to keep the distance better against a guy like Cejudo, because, let's be honest, Sean O'Malley and Corey Sandhagen are a much better version of Dominic Cruz. So they would have been able to keep the distance. It would have been a good matchup for him. Well, much better than a Sterling. But obviously, Sterling got his hand raised, rightfully so, not my opinion, objectively, because he won the fight. Now it leads to this fight going to happen. Now, what do I believe is going to happen? Like I said, I believe Aljamain's going to get the third round rear naked choke. But like I said, I think the first 2 rounds are going to be competitive. But the reason I think Aljamain is going to be successful in the takedowns is because if you've got a guy like Piotr Jan, who's mainly a boxer, right? Taking you down, and not just taking you down, lifting you up and dumping you down like that, which he did to Sean O'Malley. Man, it doesn't look good on you, bro. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, especially when even though you won that fight, then the very next fight you're going up against a guy who is a grappler, who isn't going to try to box your face off. There's going to be a guy who's going to grapple you from start to finish. Or, well, maybe entertain the striking in the first 2 rounds. That's why it'll be 1-1 going into the third. I think O'Malley will take the first and then take the second. And then Aljamain will take the second. And then the third round, Aljamain will get his timing in for the takedown to get the rear naked choke in the third round. It's not a good look, but like, I know you can turn around and say, oh well, in their first fight Jan was taking down Aljamain, but you noticed that was towards like the third, fourth round, when Aljamain was completely gassed and ready to quit, because he quit, and turned into Denzel Washington, as Cejudo likes to say. Even against Cejudo, when you could tell he was getting tired, because he'd go on his hands and knees swaying like that. You could tell he's playing the game right, man. But if he was in ONE FC, that wouldn't fly, bro. He'd get a knee in the face. So yeah, but no, it's, you know what I mean. So like, you know, it's easy to do against a gassed opponent, even if, you know, they're wrestlers themselves or, you know, jiu-jitsu guys. So I think Sean O'Malley's got his work cut out for him, and I think it's going to be very difficult for him to overcome it. Like I said, right, I'd much rather see Sean O'Malley as champ than fucking Aljamain. But Aljamain even said, though, I think if he wins this, I think he said he's going to go up to 145 anyway, and Volk will rape him anyway. But yeah, I think it's a tough fight for O'Malley. I'd love to see him win, because it'd be funny if he was champ, but I don't see it happening. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. It's not obviously, if you're new here, I don't really go too much into detail until it's time to go into detail of the fight and on the card breakdown. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, though. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, share it, so you can get this channel up and running again with the views. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Keep It Real MMA. Peace.